Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It seems like we are heading towards a little splendid war in Moldova / Transnistria. I will have a few articles here, to be clear, 3 of them, regarding a new drone that attacked a military base in Transnistria. This is the second time when a drone attacks military infrastructure in Transnistria. Who could that be? The perpetrator. The first time it was a helicopter that was blown up by a drone. Now it's another drone attacking the military base in Transnistria. I will give you this headline with a drone that struck a military base in Transnistria. Then I will make a little history of what's going on, what's Transnistria. I will show you 2 maps, and we're gonna talk about the consequences in Transnistria. But before that, I will show you a video I made on the 30th of March 2024. So this was the video I uploaded, and I titled it "Fired Danilov," this guy right here, appointed ambassador to Moldova. His assignment. And I said, start war in Moldova. And I said, this handsome lad will start war in Moldova, new ambassador, this guy right here. Obviously, I don't think he's handsome. I think he's very, very dangerous. He used to be like in a kind of an advisor in the security, Ukraine's blah, blah, blah. So he was a very important person. He's taken from there and planted to Moldova. Let me show you where Moldova is. This is Ukraine. So he was taken from Kiev and planted right here. Remember, the war is raging in the east, here, and he was planted here in Chisinau. This is Moldova, and you see this little strip of land right here. This is Transnistria. This is a separatist enclave, a Russian separatist enclave. This is Romania. So this was taken from Romania and created as a country called Moldova. So let me show you another map, clearer than that one, the Red Riding Hood here. This is Transnistria. This is the artificial country of Moldova. This right here was part of Basarabia, therefore part of Romania. This is Romania. So Stalin took all this plus more here in north, took all this right here, and this gave to Ukraine, that gave to Ukraine, and created an artificial country. Basically, not basically, that's exactly what happened. It's not basically, technically, literally what happened, okay? So let's go to the articles, and I'm going to start with this beautiful article from these guys that could not be trusted. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. Why do I say that? Because I remember when I was a little boy, and yes, sometimes you were listening to this kind of radio that was banned in Romania, communist Romania. Supposedly the communists were trying to intercept and jam the broadcasting of Radio Free Romania and Voice of America. At that time, we were thinking that, oh my God, these guys are for the truth. After the 1989 Romanian Revolution, and I got a little bit some information on that, and I realized who or some who are behind the Voice of America and Radio Free Europe. And when I started listening and reading, I realized these are just governmental institutions who push a certain kind of propaganda in order to make people do what they do best, overthrow a government so the interests can pour in and take over your country. Or defend their interests. I'm talking about the interests over there. So, let me show you the article. Moldovan separatists, plural, say drone struck military base in Transnistria. Russian-backed separatists in Moldova claimed on April 5 that a drone hit a military base about 6 kilometers from the border with Ukraine, but caused no injuries or major damage. A statement from separatist Transnistria's self-styled state security minister said the drone struck the military base around 2:35 p.m. local time. And I'm quoting, "The target was a radar station that suffered minor damage. A group of investigators is on site." End quote. The statement added, "An unauthenticated video purportedly filmed by a witness," I saw that, "was broadcast by the pro-Russian media. The Moldovan government said authorities were analyzing," and I'm quoting, "all the images and information related to the purported attack." The drone is a little bzz, bzz, bzz drone going around, and you just hear an explosion, and that's it. Not a big deal, but still, if that would happen somewhere else, that would be a big deal. It's very interesting just by the words "Radio Free Europe," free from what and given to whom, choose its words. They are very careful to call Transnistria's backup separatist, self-styled state security. They pick the right words to give you the reality. But I guarantee you they will not talk about the illegal occupation of Syrian land in the same way, saying United States of American troops are in Syria illegally occupying Syrian territory and sucking dry its oil from the northeast of Syria. They will never do that. I'm just guessing, okay? So this was the first article. I'm going to go now to the next article, and then I'm going to give you the Russian reaction. Russia Today: drone targets military facility in Transnistria. Authorities: the attack damaged a radar station in Moldova's breakaway region, but caused no casualties. Look at Transnistria as Kosovo, okay? I'm just, not the same thing, but the thing is the same. We don't want to be with those guys. We want to be alone so we can be ruled by others. An unidentified drone has attacked a military base. Transnistria broke away from Moldova in the early 1990s, in the waning days of the Soviet Union. The enclave maintains warm relations with Moscow and hosts a Russian peacekeeping force, about 1,500, some people 1,900, some people say 1,000. So let's say about 2,000, no more than. With the regional security situation affected by the ongoing Ukraine conflict. In a statement Friday, Transnistria Ministry of State Security versus how the other guys self-styled State Security Ministry, obviously there are, you see who's who, what's what, claimed that a kamikaze drone attacked a military installation in the northern part of the enclave. Officials did not blame any particular actor for the incident, but said it occurred 6 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. No footage shared by Sputnik. It's an aircraft buzzing a rural landscape at low altitude and it crashed into the ground with a loud bang. Not a big deal. Don't waste your time. Let's go to Sputnik. This is from last night. Russia slams Transnistria drone attack and calls it provocation. Remember? Okay, that handsome lad. All right then. Moscow views a drone attack on military units in Moldova breakaway region of Transnistria as a provocation aimed at aggravating the situation in the region. By the way, NATO will have some drills, military drills, was about 12 countries in the Black Sea and the Danube River and the Danube Delta. And I'm going to show you where these drills will take place between, I think, 18 and 26 or something like this month. So this is Moldova. Right here, this is the Danube River flowing into the Black Sea. Here is Odessa. So these drills supposedly will take place in this area by the Danube River, by the Delta, which is right here flowing into the sea, in the Black Sea, and in the Black Sea. This is Transnistria right here. Transnistria, Moldova, which was now belongs to, given by dictator, Georgian dictator, Soviet communist dictator Stalin. I have to overemphasize that so the imbeciles living here, some of them, can stop blaming the Russians for all the ills coming from Soviet Union. Let's tell the truth, all right? So it was not the Russians, it was the Soviets. And who were in charge of the Soviet Union? Mostly non-Russians. Until about 1970, I will claim. 65, 70, there were non-Russians in charge, mostly in charge of the Soviet Union. And the most crimes that occurred in Soviet Union in Romania occurred before 1965. It's a coincidence when you had certain kind of people in charge of something, a lot of crimes, when they're pushed aside and the Russians came, you didn't have the same crimes. Why is that? So, a little bit smaller, the beak, instead of a little bit smaller. As I said, I don't care about those Russians and those, and no, it's just, you've been fooled. You've been fooled. Now, let's go back to the Russian article, even though I don't think it's much more to say that the Russian Foreign Minister spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said, aggravating the situation. A war should break here. Why? Look at the map. I mean, it's too obvious, my friends. It's too obvious. This is possibly, I mean, look at where the front is. This is too close. Too close. Moldova is going to have, also has NATO instructors as we speak over there. So, what will happen? I think that Transnistria will be taught a lesson. They're working in probably, but I don't think they have so much success in putting money over there to support the freedom movement in Transnistria. Unfortunately, Transnistria has could not have a direct access, or Russian troops could not have a direct access to Transnistria because it doesn't have it's a landlocked territory. Moldova here, Ukraine here, on the bottom Ukraine, unless they, which is the Russians, are able to push here and make contact, territorial contact with Transnistria, this has no chance of doing anything. And I think this guy right here is going to do what I said he will do. He's over there to organize, I think, some problems for Moldovans or Romanians living in Bessarabia, and the guys in Transnistria, mostly Russians. All right, my friends, I'm waiting. This is the second time. First, it was a helicopter ride. It was at a station, transmission station, whatever it was, radar station. What do you think is going to be next? Little by little. What can Russians do? I don't know. Eventually, NATO will activate Romania, Moldova, Poland, Baltic states, Georgia, and Armenia. I know these guys, Armenia is not part of NATO. I know Georgia is not, but they want them to be. Why? The main goal is Russia. All right, Ukraine is just the first step. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.